Imagine two bags of fish. Both start out exactly the same, completely full. Those two bags belong to Joe the Eaglet and Fur the Eaglet. Cousins, the same age, sharing the same dream of getting their first car. Every month, Joe the Eaglet takes a few fish out of his bag. Every month, Fur the Eaglet takes out more fish than Joe does. Which bag do you think ends up fuller in the end? The answer seems obvious. And it's completely wrong. Today you're going to see how these two cousins started on the exact same day, at the exact same dealership, wanting the exact same car. Joe the Eaglet was going to pay less every month for years. Fur the Eaglet was going to pay more. And yet, the one who paid more ended up being the only one of the two with something worth having in his hands. I am Uncle Sam, and this story hurts to tell because I was that Eaglet many winters ago. Nobody explained this to me in time. I am going to explain it to you. Stick around until the end, because the mistake you're about to see is the exact same one almost every young eagle out there is about to make this very week, without even knowing it. Joe the Eaglet and Fur the Eaglet walk into the Newings dealership together. They want the same model, the same color. The sticker price is 27,600 fish. Neither of them has that many fish saved up. So one of the fat eagles, beak curled into a smile that's a little too friendly, offers them two different paths, as if they were equally good. To Joe the Eaglet, she offers a seasonal flight plan. He puts down 1,750 fish up front, and after that, just 268 fish a month for 4 years. The fat eagle says the word light 3 times in the same sentence. To Fur the Eaglet, she puts together a different deal. He borrows 25,200 fish from the central barn, puts down 2,400 fish, and pays 397 fish a month for 6 years. That's 129 fish more than Joe the Eaglet, every single month, month after month. On day one, Joe the Eaglet feels like the winner. He's paying less. He's got more left in his bag. He drives off in the same car as his cousin, spending less than him. He says goodbye to Fur the Eaglet, thinking he was the smarter one of the two. What Joe the Eaglet doesn't see is this. Every fish Fur the Eaglet hands over buys a real little piece of that car, a piece that stays with him forever. Every fish Joe the Eaglet hands over only pays for the right to keep using the car one more month. Not a single piece stays in his wings. Both cousins are driving the same car. Only one of them is actually building it. Fish by fish. For the first few years, Joe the Eaglet flies easy. The car still smells new. If anything breaks, the fat eagles fix it without charging him an extra fish. Brakes, battery, air conditioning, all covered. Joe the Eaglet just pays his monthly fee and goes on with his life, barely thinking about the car at all. Fur the Eaglet lives something very different. He pays his 397 fish every month and watches his car's value drop like a stone. The car that cost 27,600 fish the day it left the lot is worth 21,000 a year later. By year 2, 18,000. But Fur the Eaglet still owes 20,500 fish to the central barn. He owes more than his car is actually worth. Older eagles have a name for that. They call it flying with a broken wing. You owe more than you have. Let's do the math on those first 2 years. Joe the Eaglet has handed over 8,182 fish total. Fur the Eaglet has handed over 11,928. Joe the Eaglet spent almost 3,750 fish less. If you stop the story right here, you'd swear Joe the Eaglet made the better call. But this story isn't even halfway done. At the 4-year mark, Joe the Eaglet's deal runs out, and the fat eagles call him back to the counter. They tell him he has 2 paths. 1, keep the car, paying all at once the price they decided on 4 years ago. 2, hand the car back with empty wings and sign a brand new deal, starting from 0. Joe the Eaglet does what most young eagles in his position do. He signs a new deal. The car smells new again. But the number of months Joe the Eaglet has spent paying for something that never becomes his keeps climbing, year after year, with no end in sight. Fur the Eaglet, at that same moment, is only on payment 48 of 72. He's got 24 left. That sounds worse than Joe the Eaglet's situation. But Fur the Eaglet has something Joe the Eaglet doesn't. An exact date when he stops owing anything, and that date gets a little closer every single month. Joe the Eaglet has no date like that. Every deal he signs just leads him straight into the next one. If you've ever signed something thinking it was the smartest deal of your life, and later realized it was the opposite, say so in the comments. You don't have to tell the whole story. One sentence is enough to help another eagle who's about to sign something similar this very week. And if you've got someone in mind who's about to decide between leasing or buying something big this week, now's the time to send them this video. The most useful part hasn't even happened yet, and it's better they see it before they sign, not after. Year 6. For the Eaglet hands over his final payment to the central barn. From that day on, he only pays the basics to keep his car flying. Somewhere between 90 and 140 fish a month, nothing more. For the first time in 6 years, the rest of his fish stay with him. Joe the Eaglet, meanwhile, is still handing over his monthly fee, now on his second deal. The number changed a little, but the idea is exactly the same. He pays and pays, never getting any closer to a finish line. Let's add up all 6 years. Joe the Eaglet has handed over, across both deals, a total of 21,340 fish. He has no car. He has nothing that stays with him if he stops paying tomorrow. For the Eaglet has handed over 30,984 fish on his loan. But he owes nothing now, and his car, completely debt-free, is still worth 9,500 fish. Subtract that, and for the Eaglet's real cost comes out to about 21,484 fish, practically the same as Joe the Eaglet, the exact same number of fish handed over. But Fur the Eaglet has a car worth 9,500. Joe the Eaglet has a folder full of receipts. First, the flight limit. Joe the Eaglet's deal only let him use the car for a fixed number of miles each year. He went over it without even realizing, 2 years in a row. Every extra mile cost him a few cents worth of fish. Add it all up, and it came to several hundred fish nobody mentioned to him on the day he signed. Second, the wear and tear. When Joe the Eaglet returned his first car, the Fat Eagles inspected it feather by feather. A tiny scratch, a charge. A stain on the seat, another charge. And who decides what counts as normal wear is never Joe the Eaglet. It's always the Fat Eagles. Third, a fee just for processing the return of the car, one Joe the Eaglet didn't even know existed until they charged him for it. None of this ever showed up in his monthly payment. All of it showed up later, once it was too late to say no. The Fat Eagles call this flexibility. Any eagle who's done this math, the same math you just did with me, would call it something a lot less friendly. What you just learned, most eagles in the forest still don't know. If you feel like this video just saved you from making the same mistake I made, subscribe now, not later, because the next video connects directly to this story, and you want to miss how it ends. And if you're already subscribed, hit like. That's how this video reaches another young eagle who's about to sign something similar this very week, without knowing it yet. For the Eaglet's car, now debt-free, keeps losing value, but slower and slower. Time, which cost for the Eaglet so much at the start, is now working in his favor. The longer he keeps it, the less every fish he spends on it hurts. Joe the Eaglet doesn't have that ally. Every new deal he signs starts to drop all over again, from the very beginning. And here's the most important part of this whole story. If Joe the Eaglet had taken that 129 fish difference he was paying less every month and saved it instead of spending it, he might be better off than Fur the Eaglet today. But a fish saved and left untouched has a quiet enemy. Fish rot, the value that slowly shrinks over time if you never put it to work. Saving it isn't enough. You have to move it into something that grows. And that takes a kind of discipline almost no young eagle has yet, myself included, many winters ago. Now, to be fair, Joe the Eaglet's path isn't always a mistake. If the car is for a business, and the government net allows that payment to be deducted, the whole balance shifts. If it's a luxury car, where a single repair costs thousands of fish, having everything covered forever is worth what it costs. The difference is choosing that path knowing exactly what you're signing, not because a Fat Eagle repeated the word light 3 times in a row. Joe the Eaglet felt like a winner on day 1. His pocket was fuller, his payment was lower, and he said goodbye to his cousin thinking he'd played the smarter game. He wasn't careless. He made this mistake because nobody showed him the end of the story before asking him to sign the beginning. Nobody showed it to me either, many winters ago. That's why I am here, telling you now, before it's your turn to sign. But there's something bigger than the car in all of this. Joe the Eaglet didn't walk into that dealership just looking for transportation. He walked in, looking to feel capable of something, without having to say a single word. And that need, the need to feel like enough, is exactly what the Fat Eagles knew how to read in him before they ever mentioned a single fish. That doesn't just happen to Joe the Eaglet. It happens to almost every eagle in the forest, all the time. With the car, with the nest, with 1,000 decisions that look practical on the outside but are pure feeling underneath. Why an eagle's brain never feels prosperous enough, no matter how many fish it catches every year, is exactly what we're talking about in the next video. Once you understand it, you're going to look back and recognize that same trap in something you already decided this week. Understand it now. Stop paying for something that's never going to be yours.